Hi ladies, welcome. Sorry I'm late, I couldn't find my selfie stick. So I'm holding the phone here now. Make sure everything is turned up and that you can see me well, and hopefully I don't press anything mistakenly. So welcome to the Alluring Womanhood and Femininity Show. Let me try to get my bearings and see where I can maybe put my hand here. Does that work? I don't like that angle. That's cool. Just gonna have to hold it out like that. Slouch down. I don't know. Hey, welcome to the Alluring Womanhood and Femininity Show. Monique Head here, relationship coach to passionate, marriage-minded women. You can catch me here every Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern, and 12 noon Pacific. And today I'm talking about how, if what you see there appeals to you, beautiful, brilliant, and broken. I'm talking to a certain woman today, and I want to call her out because I've been there. And yesterday I spoke about really healing the emotional wound, healing the stories that we have to heal, stories with our fathers, stories of just any sort of hurt, betrayal, self-abandonment, self-betrayal, hurt and abandonment that we've experienced, with men, and that have really left us just not the same. Okay, Velvet says my angle is good. Okay, thank you, Velvet. Hopefully my arm doesn't break up. This is going to be a test of endurance holding this camera. I think this is cool right here. I can kind of cross my arm a little bit. Yeah, so welcome ladies, welcome. Let me just kind of breathe because I've been looking for this stick and I don't know where it is right now at all. So, and I usually keep it in the same place, but I think I was recording from a different place yesterday, and now that just kind of threw me off a little bit. But anyway, so I'm happy that you're here. Welcome, ladies. If you're here, good afternoon, Jacko, Ashley, good afternoon. Welcome. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Another opportunity to step into your potential, to live in possibility, to exist as love, to attract your man, to believe in yourself again, to experience, to do something that you haven't done so that you can start experiencing unstoppable confidence and get to believe in yourself again. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you. That's my girl right there. Give me some hearts. Give me some likes. I appreciate that. Lets me know that you're here, you're available, and that you're feeling what I'm saying. So thank you for that before I even get into it. I'm happy to see you all here. I see we have some new faces too. Introduce yourself. Tell me where you're watching from right now. Thank you so much. I received that. And speaking of receiving and receptivity, hi Monica, what a new name. I see you, Monica Daniels. Welcome. Speaking of receptivity, if the title of this episode appeals to you, strikes you, what is it like to be a woman who's beautiful, brilliant, and broken? That there's something on the inside that you just can't shake. And this manifests, it evolves, it surfaces, it erupts in our lives in so many different ways. And until we heal that emotional wounding, until we heal the story, until we feel like we're enough or we're worthy, until we are really living in our vision, stepping into our vision, living in that vision, and that looks like anytime we have a belief for ourselves, that our actions, or we're believing for something, that our actions align with that. Something as simple as, I want to lose weight, I want to lose 10 pounds or so, right? But then I'm going to smash some hot Cheetos and croissants or something like that. But making sure that what you believe, that your actions align with your words and the vision that you have for yourself. And it's really, really difficult to stand in your vision by yourself. It's so difficult to be able to do that and to see goals through completion, to see our desires come to fruition, because the road is rocky. The road is extremely rocky. So whatever your story is, whether, as I mentioned before, whether it is a story of betrayal, a story of hurt, a story of loss, a story of pain, frustration, maybe it's a story that you don't want to be like your mom. Whatever it is for you, you know what your story is. and you also know the effect, you know, part of the effect. And maybe you don't. You just know, you know what you're experiencing. And some of the things that you might be experiencing, I had to write some of this down to really think about not only my own experiences, but some of, you know, my client experiences and just women that I know through my own observations. But you're beautiful. You know, you feel good about yourself. You have it going on. As I mentioned before, you got the JD, the MBA, the PhD, and you work for IBM, you know. But what's missing right now is the MAN. You got your BMW or whatever car you're driving, right? You externally, on paper, you're great. Externally and on paper, you're great. Hi, Nicole, welcome. But yet you feel like you're still not able to really celebrate yourself because something is missing, whether that's a man, whether that is an inability to feel like you are making wise decisions, to be able to trust yourself to choose wisely, whether that means stepping into a part of your future, you know, valuing your future more than you value your fears, even when it hurts. You're unable to do that. Oops. See? Almost dropped it. Hot potato. You're unable to do that. And so maybe you feel like, as part of the evidence of being a woman who's beautiful, brilliant, yet broken, you know, you've been doing it so long. I wrote some things down. So you rather do it on your own because you don't want to be disappointed. Maybe you feel like you're not feminine enough because you're out of practice. You've been doing it on your own for so long. You've been doing it so solo, where you just know how to do, when what you really want to start experiencing is the being, right? That shift in that energy that becomes really magnetic, that allows yourself to receive. And increases your receptivity, because women are multipliers, right? We receive the seed, and this is what I was just reminded of by my coach, is that we receive the seed, we multiply the seed, we nurture the seed. That's what we do as women. We multiply, we receive, and then we multiply. Whatever it is that is given to us, we multiply it. So if love is given to us, we can multiply that love and give it back. If we're not skeptical, if we're not suspicious of this love and where it's coming from. When we experience hurt, oh my goodness, you know what they say, a woman scorned, there's hell has no fury like a woman scorned. And so, you know, if you find yourself not wanting to open up until you are sure that he's going to be around, you're not existing in your feminine allure, and you're not operating in your potential. And it's natural to be closed off, because that's a part of the story. That's a part of the emotional wounding that, you know, as women, we experience. But I know it's important. I know it's important for you to be able to give your best, to bring your best to your everyday and to your relationship. And there's a cost. There's a cost associated with living in the past. There's a cost associated with living in that fear. Sometimes it might mean that you're still single. It might mean that you have no social life. It might mean that you don't have girlfriends because you're unable to trust. And that you haven't been friendly with yourself, and you're not able to be friendly with other women. It might mean that you can't allow yourself to trust the process. And I'm looking at my paper to make sure I don't miss anything. And because of that, women like us can start to feel and experience resentment, because we feel like we've lost ourselves, and we try to give to others in order to try to replenish and nourish our spirit, but it's not working. It doesn't help. But I know it's important. I know that you want to be yourself without fear of judgment. I know that you want to be able to create attraction, an intense emotional connection with a man where he doesn't even see other women, right? I know it's important to be able to lift a man up without losing yourself in the process. And that's a part that can happen when we women are constantly giving, and not nourishing our own spirit. I know it's important for you to be unflustered, unbothered, uncontrolled by the circumstances around you and by the things that are outside of you. And I know it's important for you to have peace of mind and have stability in your home, stability in your heart, so that you can feel like your life is forward moving. Sorry, I thought someone was pulling up in my driveway, but I think someone is just turning around. You're always going to be on the lookout now. So let me know. I mean, are you following what I'm saying? Because I feel like there's so much going on in my mind right now that I can't even process it. And I'm so passionate about this. So let me know if you're following. Just say following, or if you have any questions, post them below so that I can respond, and I can sort of gauge. Where you are. So the point that I'm trying to say, I say all of this to say that it's important that you have a plan, right? So that you can go from beautiful, brilliant, and broken to beautiful, brilliant, and becoming. So that you can polish your potential, tend to your inner landscape, right? And be able to give love. Love yourself first. Love yourself first. And other people are able to mirror that. You're able to have that masculine representation of yourself. Let me know if you're following me. Okay. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you. So when you have a plan. Hey, Sharina. What is that? A wink? Welcome, Sharina. Nicole, thank you, ladies. So when you have a plan, number one, because it's so, hey, Rhonda, great to see you. So when you have a plan, you know, it's easier because you're able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. You're able to see and really have things on paper, because anything that's not written down, anything that's not on paper, you can't measure it. And it's important to have a plan, a written plan, and a guide that you can follow, so that anytime you're off plan, you'll know it. What I'm sharing with you today is how you can really step into your vision. Leave the beautiful, brilliant, and broken woman and step into that woman who's beautiful, brilliant, and becoming, right? Eric Thomas said, you know, constantly being what I am becoming. So that means living in that power, living in that love right now, living in that vision, living in the word that you set for yourself, honoring your commitments. That's what it is. It's really about keeping your word to yourself, and going back to the standard that you set for yourself. Remember, a couple episodes ago, I spoke about the alluring woman standard. So what's the standard that you have for yourself? If a man isn't calling you, are you into like more exerting over giving? I sent out a message today about, you know, when one of my clients when the man would drift and sort of pull away, that's the moment that she would go into overdrive. So just like when I had my orchid plant, when I saw that it was drying and kind of, sorry, my phone just rang. I started to overwater it to the point where it worsened. It got root rot is what they call it. Where the roots were rotting, and that didn't work, right? That didn't work. But I would not have known that until, you know, my colleague came in and really gave me a word. So do you find yourself, so what's the standard? Are you, do you want to continue to be the woman who is criticizing in hopes that it will change behavior? Do you want to continue to be the woman who shuts down and closes off because of something that one man did? Do you want to be the woman who still does it all by herself because you feel like you have to, because you can't trust anyone, because you can't, you want it done the way that you want it to be done, and if you don't do it, then it's just not going to be done. You don't have to believe that, because that's not the truth. That's not the truth. And it's hard to see the picture when you're in the frame. So what I'm offering to you is a possibility, is an option. And that's what this life is all about. It's about having options, and you can understand what your options are when you allow yourself to be guided, when you allow yourself to have a plan and step into that plan and live in that vision, exist as love, be that living invitation of love instead of the obligation. And, if you find yourself doing more work than him, hold on, let me pause. Velvet says, I'm the do woman. Yeah, that comes from many years as a single parent. A man has told me that's a problem, even if the woman is not emasculating him. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that, because it's real. It's real, especially if you've been a single parent for so long. If you come from a single parent home where the mom, you were raised by your mom. We were, because my parents divorced when I was 5 or so. And so it's difficult. Like, this is something that I constantly have to work on. Well, receiving is fairly easy for me, but holding on, like that need to know what's coming next, existing, like using the right words, not really being in my emotions, but standing in my greatness. We all have our vices. We all have our things. Mine is the moodiness going like this, right? Like this. So being able to be even keeled and really be consistent is something that I have to practice every day so that I can exist as love, so that I can lure my man home and not have to force him home, although he comes home willingly, right? Because the atmosphere that I'm creating is just ripe for blossoming. So yeah, you're right. Even if we're not emasculating men, and really that is one way, because when you reject the gift, you reject the giver. So when it's difficult for us to receive gifts, offerings, compliments, things like that, it's viewed as a rejection. Yeah, and that's something that we have to practice. So you can begin just by practicing everything, by accepting everything that comes your way. A piece of gum, when someone holds the door open for you at the grocery store as you're leaving the restaurant, when someone lets you over in traffic, be willing to accept that. Not like, oh, you go, I go, and go back with the back and forth gang, but really standing in that power. So, yes. Any other questions or comments? So I say this to say, ladies, what you want to do is to really make a decision, right? Make a decision about who you are now, right? Identify where it is that you are on the spectrum and what it is that who do you want to become? Moving away from the brokenness, being able to heal your story and blossom into the best version of yourself. And what I'm talking about today is just so deep. I mean, it's more than I can discuss right now in, a 25-minute lesson. It's deeper. This is just really the surface level, because this is something that I've been thinking about for the longest. And that title, Beautiful, Brilliant, and Broken, is something that has been in my heart for a while now. What questions, when you hear that beautiful, brilliant, and broken, what comes up for you? Let me ask you that. What comes up for you? Go ahead and post your responses below. And I'll wait. What comes up for you when you hear beautiful, brilliant, and broken? What's the first thing? Just go ahead and share from your heart. As you know, there's no judgment here. Okay. Well, seeing none, I know you're probably thinking, or maybe, this thing could just be slow. I don't know. But as you're thinking, because as I mentioned before, this is something that has been on my heart, and I have not fully formulated my opinion or my perspective on it as yet. I just know that this is something that is true and it's real, and this exists. So Ashley says, thank you, Ashley. Any woman that has been cheated on. Yeah. Nicole says, welcome, Nicole. I would assume the brilliance, right, striving for success and perfectionism probably comes from the sense of brokenness in general. That brokenness probably pushed us to be more successful as adults. That's great insight. That's great insight. Yeah, because what happens sometimes is that, many of us are doing it in the workplace, are successful in our career, successful academically, and we're able to see more of a return on that investment. We're able to see our success in a way that we may not see such success in a relationship. Monica says, it means that it's strong, but something is missing. Rhonda says heartbreak and thinking you found what you were looking for, and someone wanting to give what you want, to give you what you want, to get you what you've been looking for, but still not getting it. Yeah. Velvet says, sometimes I feel broken because I'm trying to be like I was in the last relationship based on what worked. But when it doesn't work, I feel like I have to become a whole new person. Hi, Carla. Welcome. Yeah. I feel like. That's interesting, Velvet, about thinking about what worked in the last relationship and basing your being is based upon what worked in the last relationship. That's new. I've never heard that before. That's new to me. I see it. I can see how that can be. So I'm going to sit with that for a while. I feel like I have to become a whole new person. I just want to ask you, what feels good to you, right? And I feel like when we sink into the energy of having to become someone new, or it's because we ask ourselves the wrong questions of, do I like him? You know, does he like me? Am I enough? Those type of things, when we really can ask ourselves, and we really want to ask ourselves, do I like him? How do I feel around him? Do I feel good? Do I feel safe? Do I feel feminine? Do I feel protected? Do I feel heard and understood and valued? You know, do I feel cherished and seen and acknowledged? I feel like that's a good start. But thank you for sharing that. I have to sit on that. Ashley says we have a hard time seeing our worth after we've had our hearts broken. Yeah. All of this is really, really good, and I thank you, ladies, for sharing what has come up for you. And in my experience, this is all true. It's difficult to be able to see yourself. Like, you know, sometimes there's a loss of identity after a heartbreak. And because of that, it can be very, very difficult to recover. And actually, for some of us, I mean, a heartbreak will straight take you out the game, where you're just like, okay, hey, dating is hard. I stop. You know, we put so much effort in. I think this is what Nicole said. We put so much effort into work or into school because we feel good about that. We know that we can control that. We know that based upon our efforts, we can see some sort of results, good results. But that's where having a coach and a mentorship comes along. And all the most successful people in the world have coaches. I cannot think of anyone right now. The president has an advisor. Beyonce has coaches for everything that she does, right? For her fitness, for her choreography, for her voice. LeBron has a coach. No woman is exceptional by herself. So all of you who are here, I want to acknowledge you for that. And I also want to say, if what I'm saying to you right now, even though I feel like it's really all over the place today, but if it speaks to your heart, right? It doesn't even have to make sense up here. If it speaks to your heart and where you are right now, because when I listed this title, Beautiful, Brilliant, and Becoming, I'm speaking to a certain woman where you don't even have to, like, I don't even have to have a logical sequence of step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 today. You know, like, that appeals to you somehow, and you know what it is. And if you would like to be supported in this area, let's have a phone conversation. Email me, Monique@Feminine Academy, and in the subject line, put "Let's Talk." And let's have a conversation about how we can get you back to, instead of beautiful, brilliant, and becoming, broken, it's beautiful, brilliant, and becoming the woman that you see yourself, that you wish yourself to be when you were a little girl, right? The woman who is alluring, the woman who is magnetic, the woman who is fascinating, and she's able to stand in her own grace and power and be unbothered, unflustered about the situations outside of her control, whether he's calling you or not, whether he's with another woman or not, whether he even exists or not, right? You can have what you want. It is for you. It is for you. It is for you. But sometimes you have your blinders on and you're not really seeing what's not working for you and how to be able to move forward and step out of that. I know that was my problem, right? I knew what I wanted. I didn't know how to get it. I knew that it was possible for me. I didn't know how to get it. And my thing that I wanted was peace of mind. What is it that you want? let's have a conversation about that and see how I can get you on the plan to make that happen. So just email me, Monique@femininealluracademy.com. Let me see what else we have here. The last boyfriend I said, the last boyfriend said I act like a great teammate, getting things done, but not being girly enough. Too much ambition, not enough mushy. Sharina says afraid. Afraid, yeah, that comes up. So how did it feel to hear that though, Velvet? You know, when we're always in the do, and you know, it's about balance. It's really about balance. I'm hearing that you're a single mom, so it's natural for you to get things done. But if you would like to learn how to make that sort of energetic pivot, I would love to support you in that. Being able to turn off, because the sort of masculine energy that's required to be a great mom, to build an awesome business or be extremely successful in your career, we have to be able to make that shift when it comes to romance, right? So that we're not leading with our resumes and, you know, because I know that we look good on paper, but that we can really lead in a way we can, yeah, that's what we want. We have to be able to be intentional about what we want in our love lives and being able to create the environment and the atmosphere so that we can have what we want, so that you can have what you want, okay? Thank you for this conversation. This is the first of many like this around this topic. I've been thinking about this, like I said, for so long, and I haven't really officially formulated an opinion. So really, as I'm speaking today, I'm just thinking out loud. And I thank you for not judging me and just holding space for me as I do this, and as I hopefully can serve you as I'm speaking to your heart and not to your head. Okay, because this is heart work. This is heart surgery. So if you want to polish your potential, ladies, which is the name of my program, I want to let you know, though, that I have 3 spaces available, 3 more spots before it's gone. And if you want to work with me privately for the next year, if you want to polish your potential, if you want to create more invitation, not obligation, if you want to be able to get what you want without manipulation, without control, if you want to be able to step into your own power, if you want to be able to create a vision for yourself and really get clear on your messaging, understanding how to speak to a man so that he doesn't drift and pull away, so that you don't sound demanding, so that you're not starting a fight, you know, because sometimes it's like you try to talk about it, but it goes wrong, right? I've been there. I have been there, and I would love to teach you with my Polish Your Potential process and help you to see what's possible for you, okay? So I love you all. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Yep. I want to say in advance that on Thursday, I'll be on the road, and hopefully I will have a great signal. So I may be 10 minutes or so late. It just kind of depends, but I'll be here as always because I'm committed. I'm committed to you. Alluring women are women of commitment. I've said I'll be here, and I've given you my word. So thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. And I will see you tomorrow, same time. Take care. Bye.